So if this vlog does not get finished and it cuts off here, probably have an idea what happens. Down today at Crohy Head in County Donegal, which is a massive big sea arch that I'm sure you can just about make out behind me there. We're down for sunset. And this is the shot. Now if anyone's coming here, this is from the bottom of the cliff, so this is right down at the water's edge. This has to be planned with a really low tide. So low tide was about an hour ago, and I think it's about 5 hours until high tide. Sunset is in less than an hour, so we're hoping that the tide is already starting to creep in a little bit, but we need to get back this way and round and back up the cliff before the tide comes in and cuts us off. So if you are planning to come here, please do check the tide times, because this could be, I really would not fancy being stuck down here. Really would not. But yeah, I've shot this sea arch from up the top of the cliffs behind me. I've shot it 3 or 4 times, but I've always wanted to get a good shot from down here. I've been down a few times, but conditions haven't been right. And I'm hoping tonight, we've got a fairly decent clear sky above us, but there is cloud. Look at that, just hanging on the horizon. So, will we get anything? Who knows? Over the last while, I've been shooting a lot, where when I've been out, kind of shooting in the last sort of hour, or kind of that golden hour of light, I've been trying to plan my shots, not necessarily to shoot towards the sunset, but to actually try and get it using the direction of the light and actually maybe like shoot back away from the sun. Tonight's shot is the opposite, where the shot I'm looking for is shooting bang towards the sun. I kind of picturing Crohy Head, the silhouette of the sea arch with loads of colour in the sky behind it, really dramatic. That's kind of the shot I have in mind. So it's taken a little bit of planning, but we just need the weather now to play ball for us. Now I've found a pretty cool composition. Just going to grab a shot here, where looking out this way here. So I've come a little bit further across in the bay, and I've got the massive big sea arch. I have it in the top third, so I've only got about just over a third of sky, and I've got these rocks down in here, which are actually a really nice leading line that's going straight out towards the arch. And the water at the minute, the tide is just starting to creep up over these rocks and in through them, so I'm using a 6-second exposure at the minute, and it's just allowing enough to kind of create a little bit of separation between all the rocks, because there's so much clutter, there's so much just dark rocks, and I'm needing the separation. Whoa, there's another wave. So I'm needing the separation here of the white water just down in here, and it's just separating all the rocks nicely. So filter wise, what I've got on is I decided not to put the polarizer on, purely because I was shooting right out pretty much wide at 16mm, and also I actually quite like the wet look and the kind of the glare off the rocks, because it's helping just to lift the foreground a little bit. So no polarizer. What I've got on is I've got a 1.2 ND grad in the sky, because I'm going for mean and moody, so I'm probably over gradding it just a little bit, but I kind of really love the look of that. And I've also got the 6-stop ND filter, so that's what's given me the 6-second exposure. So 6 seconds at f11, shooting at ISO 100. And I actually think if the tide doesn't change too much, this may well be where I'm going to try and stay for sunset, because I really like this composition. And if this is the only shot I get tonight with a bit of drama and colour in the sky, I'll be happy. We've come down off the rocks that I was on. We are having to really watch our tides here because see the little gap there, just down there, and that there. So basically we need to get around this to clear this headland to get back to the path that takes us back up the cliffs. So we basically need to make sure we can get around this corner here and then head on round. Sea's kind of running at diagonals at the minute, so as long as we get past this little bit here, we should be okay. But I'm just getting a little bit concerned because we're shooting back over here, and this is where I've got this really cool composition that I'm really happy with, but it's still about 25 minutes or so until sunset, and I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to stay there until sunset because I think the tide is going to come in, so we'll see. There's such a dramatic sky. There's just like, look at that, just rough waves, white water everywhere. This is why they call it the Wild Atlantic Way, there's no doubt about it. And the sky is as moody, look at that. And all to think, within probably 20 minutes, the sky was pretty much completely clear. And it's just turned into this raging, stormy conditions. Which, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I came here for. This is the sort of conditions I love to shoot in. So this is kind of gonna come down, I think, to what the sky does, and how brave we are, as to how long we leave it before we kind of retreat and get round this little bit of headland. We still can shoot the other side and get a slightly different take on the arch, but where we are at the minute gives the best shape to it, so that's why I really want to stay. Right, I've moved again. I have moved my composition slightly, which I didn't think I was going to do, but I found these lovely rocks running this way here, really lovely diagonals. There's loads of limpets on them, the water's coming in around them, so it's still creating that separation, but it's allowing me to, I've just moved probably about 10 feet further to the right, so I'm getting a slightly different angle on the sea arch, and I'm getting a little bit more of this orange. Now you may not be able to see it over here on the horizon. The sky is starting to clear a little bit, but this whole thing needs to just go poof, needs to go on fire. Will it? Is it going to happen? It's kind of mizzling a bit, and there's loads of spray coming up, so we're like wiping and trying to keep the lens or the filters clean, and a bit of a nightmare. But this is why we do it. This is what excites us. This is Donegal at its best. Forget about shooting in the sunny blue sky, no clouds. Get out when it's this kind of weather's forecast. This is when you get the most dramatic waves and the most dramatic skies and the most dramatic light.